Start streaming. Refresh. All right. Hopefully it pops up here shortly. Okay, we are live. A little bit early, trying to make sure all the settings are done right. If there's any issues you guys can tell, let me know. Let's see here. Is there a share link? Share. Copy video link. There we go. All right. All right. I don't know why it's... Oh, okay, and we're actually going to try to have some music this time. So, by the way, hi, I'm Matt. Welcome to our Tech Tested live stream here on the channel. We are going to be having some fun overclocking a Phenom 2X2 545, I believe it is. So that's what we are going to be working on here today. As you can see, we are currently stress testing it just so I can show you guys a few of the things that are going on. Yes, we're going to do that. Open up CPU ID so you guys can see we are currently running our 4-core. I actually need to share this link to other social media platforms really quick. Oops. Oops. Wait. All right. So we are live. And we are going to be... Hey, how's it going, guys? Chat's finally showing up on my end. All right. So we are live a little bit early. That's not a bad thing. If there's any issues... Oh, let's get some music going. I actually made a playlist of some YouTube music that I can play for free without being worried about being demonetized. So let me know what you guys think, if the music's too loud, all that stuff. That's stuff I'm going to kind of have to do on the fly, or if I need to turn it up. But as you can see here, guys, I've been running Prime 95 to kind of burn in the thermal paste on our new Phenom 2. And as you can see right here, we're at a measly 25 degrees Celsius, which is just absolutely fantastic. We are not going to run into any thermal headroom on this guy. That 240 millimeter AIO liquid cooler is going to just be killing it. So we're going to stop that, and we're actually going to just reset our system and get into the BIOS. And I think the first thing that we should do here is figure out if we can unlock any of the cores. So if you don't know about these old Phenom 2 processors, something really cool about them is you can unlock cores on them because all of the CPUs are based off of the same dies, off of a 4-core Phenom, at least for these early ones. So we're going to see if we can unlock cores, but in order to do that, we're going to try to increase our voltage in the BIOS. So we're actually just going to start into our manual overclocking, CPU ratio, CPU bus frequency. I think this motherboard has core unlocking, but I'm not sure, so we're going to have to give that a look. Also, if you guys like the layout, let me know. I just threw up this layout for the stream to give you guys a little bit more information and make it a little bit cleaner look. If not, we can always change that in our next stream. But, okay, so leaving everything else alone. Where is... There should be like a setting for... That's DRAM timings, PCI Express, CPU spread spectrum. Wow, that's boring. CPU okay. We're gonna go straight to 1.5 volts. We're gonna burn this thing up. straight to 1.5 volts. I've got to see if there is any... Why is there no core unlocking feature? No. Where's the core unlocking feature? Does this really not have it? That would be really depressing. Extreme overvolting. Okay, switch that. So we gotta put back in 1.5. Layout is cool. Glad to hear it. All right. If you guys see the core unlocking feature, let me know. I'm not seeing it. Where would it? Advanced CPU configuration. That might be it. Nope. Cool and quiet. Disabled. Good. Oh, here we go. Core on-off feature. Second core. What? Wait a minute. This is really frustrating. Where is the core unlocking feature? Does this motherboard not have it? Oh, that would be annoying as all get out. I'm going to be so pissed if this doesn't have core unlocking. Let's see here. CPU ratio. Let's see. It's multiplied by 200. See, the base frequency is 200. So we need to go to... so that would be 15 would be the multiplier. So we need to go to 16. Oh, it's a locked multiply. Oh my gosh, this isn't a black edition, guys. We don't have a black edition CPU. This is... Oh my gosh. So we've got a locked multiplier. It doesn't seem like we can unlock cores. This is bad. We are at a bad start. PCIe frequency will lead to auto. Memory frequency. This is 1600 megahertz RAM. At least we know the stream isn't pre-recorded. No, this is not pre-recorded. This is live, baby. We've got nothing. This is just going to be base frequency overclocking. Fortunately for us, the CPUs do fantastic with base frequency overclocking. So we are going to save changes and exit. And we're going to see if we can boot into Windows and go from there. Hopefully this all goes pretty smoothly. Gosh dang it. I'm so frustrated. I got a 945 and not a 955. I think the 955 is the unlocked. Okay, we're at least posting. That's a good start. Getting into Windows. That's another good sign. Maybe we're getting into Windows? Oh no. Oh wait, there is Windows. Yay! Alright, let's see if we can run. Okay. What this should have done is increase our frequency, but not by much, because 205 would only be, what is that? 2.5%, so we're at 3.08. So, but we're at a bus frequency of 205. So we are just going to... Oh, we can adjust load line calibration too. So we're going to restart. I'm not even going to bother running Cinebench quite yet. We're going to definitely need more... definitely going to need more frequency. Cinebench is going to take a long time to run, guys. So let's go to 210. DRAM is at $13.99. That's fine. Let's see here. Oh wait. Where is... I had this problem last time and I couldn't remember where load line calibration. CPU configuration. No. Maybe we can't use load line calibration. This CPU is really just being a pain in the butt. Alright. Core on-off function. Yeah, we want our second. We want at least dual core, right? Like, nobody wants to be running a... nobody's going to be running a single core. This board can't do core unlocking? That's the dumbest thing. This is the highest end AM3 Plus motherboard, and it can't do core unlocking. You cannot get a better AM3 Plus motherboard than this. It doesn't exist. Well, maybe we'll have to look into getting a Crosshair 4 formula. But for now, Crosshair 5 formula is what we're dealing with. We'll see you in a minute, RMD Tech. Oops. All right. Bus frequency should be up. All right, we're up to 3.16 gigahertz, so not bad. Bus speed of 210, so let's restart. I have a feeling we'll probably be able to get up pretty high. Yeah, the board might be too new. I wonder if the regular Crosshair 5 has unlocking features. This is the Crosshair 5Z, I believe. 215. That'll raise our DRAM frequency to 1432. Save changes and reset. We're just going to keep pumping up that base frequency. See how that goes. I don't think today's stream is going to be quite as long as the last one was. 3 hours is quite a long time, especially if you're posting it to YouTube. Nobody's going to play back a 3-hour stream, or at least most people won't. So this is something that we might want to get views on after. Also, something I want to state, I'm planning on doing this every Saturday at noon, so definitely going to be trying to make sure this is a regular thing. I'll be making sure that YouTube sends out announcements and stuff to that effect. So we should be running close to 3.2 gigahertz, I believe. I could do the math, but that would be 3.235. Okay. Hey, how's it going? I might be able to help you overclock. It's kind of complicated, but what you got? This is weird. I'm right now trying to overclock the FX8350 on that same motherboard. Nice, nice. I hope you have good cooling, because that FX8350 does a lot of... It's pretty rough. So we're actually going to run Cinebench for the first time since we got our overclock. I might have to get a motherboard that does unlocking features for this CPU, because I really want to get a unlock on this CPU. See if we got 3 cores, because 3 cores is actually kind of fun to play with. This is going to take a while, guys. So we're going to sit here and enjoy watching a little bit of a Cinebench run. And hey, yeah, I'll try to give you a hand overclocking what you've got. So Radeon RX 5700 XT. I actually have that graphics card. I've never overclocked on it. I'm not gonna, you don't need to pay me to help you out. I'll try to do it over here. So the way I overclock GPUs is I do a... if you don't have Firestrike, I would get Firestrike, but if you can't pay for that, then get Unigine Heaven. That's a free benchmark you can use to stress test your GPU and see if there's artifacting. So what I do is I download that program, and then if you don't want to overvolt or overpower, like put in a higher power state for your GPU, just leave the power at stock, and then slowly increase the megahertz on your core by 10, and then run through Heaven, check for stability, and check for your check to make sure you have no artifacting. So actually watch the benchmark while you're doing this, so you can see if there's artifacting, because artifacting is a clear sign that there's a problem. If you get artifacting, bump back your frequency. If you don't get artifacting, check your score and compare that score with like do a baseline run and then do an overclocked run. And every time you overclock, check your score. Make sure your score is going up. If your score stops going up, you've reached instability. You may not even see your you may not even see artifacting, but you're definitely gonna see, if your score goes down, you're definitely having problems. So check your score every time you do a run. Always increase it by just 10 megahertz. That's a bit slow, but that's a bit conservative, especially if you're not doing any overvolting on your graphics card. So bump it up 10 megahertz, do a run, check for artifacting, and check for your score. Make sure your score is going up. If it goes up, no artifacting, keep bumping it till you hit one of those. If you hit artifacting, then bump it back down to your previous setting, or if you hit a lower score, bump it back down to your previous setting. And that's how you get your best overclock. No worries, man. By the way, guys, if you're watching this, go check out RMD Tech's channel. Without spilling too much, we've been in contact quite a bit recently, and he's got fantastic content. Very fun to watch, so go check out his channel. Just hit it with auto overclock. Does AMD have auto overclock right now? I don't know if AMD has auto overclock. That would be interesting. But yeah, overclocking GPUs is pretty different from overclocking CPUs. The principle is the same, but the practice is quite different. You're just trying to increase your core frequency until you reach instability. And if you're willing to mess with voltages, that's completely different. But if you're not willing to mess with voltages, then that's fine too. You're gonna run into a wall a lot sooner than if you are willing to overvolt. Oh my gosh, does this take forever? This is why I'm not doing this every time. So we're going to edit this text. I wonder if I can properties. Voltage, we are up to 1.5 volts. Oops, that says 6. 1.5, and we are at 3.2 something gigahertz. I want to change the color of this text so it's easier for you guys to see on the right here where it shows our frequency and stuff, but OBS isn't letting me do that, and I could make like a thumbnail with it, but 161. Okay, my goal is to get a score of 200. That means we've got 100 on each score actively. So we got a Cinebench multi-core score of 161. So let's go add that to our overlay. 161, yeah. That's like, that's a single core. That's like a modern single core thread performance. No, we don't want to save our benchmark scores. Let's see here. A tournament at 3 p.m. What's the tournament for? That's pretty cool. Alright, going up to 220. DRAM frequency is at 1466. Save changes and reset. Let's see if we can get into Windows. Sorry, I've got chat's on this screen, OBS is on this screen, and my overclock is on this screen. My face is going to be all over the place here. All right. Ooh, this is weird music. I haven't heard this song before, but oh well. I haven't heard the whole thing, I should say. It's fairly certain there was an auto overclock feature on AMD. Could have sworn I saw it on my RX. Ooh, it vanished. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position while I'm streaming to help out. Otherwise, I would be happy to. 3.3 gigahertz, so let's keep going. Restart. Do you have to have the overclock done before your tournament? All right, 225, 1499. I'm not sure what the PCI Express frequency is supposed to be. Ding, ding. All right, let's see here. Are we getting into Windows? Well, we posted. Can we get into Windows? Windows screen is coming up. Are we into Windows? We're into Windows. It seems like it's starting to get slower getting into Windows. What's the tournament for if you're going to be overclocking for that tournament, needing it done before the tournament? Is it an overclocking tournament? That'd be fun. I'd love to do an overclocking face-off. That'd be fun. 3.385 gigahertz. All right, with a bus speed of 225. So that's fine. I'm not even going to bother with core temp at the moment. Unfortunately, I won't be able to help you before your tournament. I don't think. I'm going to be pretty busy today, but after I do this, I've got to do some video editing. But maybe after the tournament on another day, I could give you a hand. Save changes and reset. All right, we're up to 230 base frequency. So 230, that is what? That is a 15% overclock just on the base frequency, which is actually pretty good. So 15%. So I'm thinking, if my math is correct, the higher we go, the more exponential each increase is going to be, since it's multiplying by 200. So let me show you guys what this means when we get in here. So as you can see, it says our core speed is 3.46 gigahertz, which is the multiplier 15 times the bus speed. So you multiply 15 times 230, and that's how you get your core speed. Unfortunately, the bus speed also affects it's supposed to affect your hypertransport and and something else. It also affects your memory. So if you see here, our DRAM frequency is at 769, but it's supposed to be at, what would that be, 666, and that's because we've keep increasing our base frequency, or as it is said here, bus speed. So we're gonna go ahead and restart. We're gonna try to keep pushing this thing. Also, do you guys have any guesses as to the components I used in the build-off challenge? Because that video comes out on Tuesday. Which is something I actually have to keep working on. I have to edit that video. That video, yeah, it comes out on Tuesday. I've got to edit the thumbnail. I've got the video edited, but I got to do the thumbnail and all that stuff and render it. But that was a fun video to make. I don't think I put in everything I want to, but at some point you got to stop editing and just say that's good enough. All right, getting into Windows. I gotta take a sip of Coke. All right. You'll be impressed if I use the water-cooled 780 Ti. Well, it was one of my options. I hope my build is impressive, particularly for you, RMD Tech, Rob, because, well, yeah, you know why I particularly care about your opinion on it. All right, we're up to 3.56 gigahertz at 235. So let's keep upping that. I don't know when we're gonna hit a brick wall. This is interesting. I have no idea when we're gonna hit a brick wall, because these CPUs should be able to overclock like mad. It's only an 80 TDP watt CPU. The problem is the locked multiplier, so that's where we're gonna have a problem. At some point, the bus frequency is going to be an issue. Also, something to note, guys, if you look here, we are at 240 CPU bus frequency and DDR3 1599. So this memory that I'm using is rated at 1600 megahertz. So if we increase the bus frequency again after this 240, it's going to increase our memory past its rated speed. And so what we're going to have to do is underclock that to a lower multiplier in order to maintain stability. We're not overclocking our memory here. We're just overclocking our CPU. I don't know if this memory would overclock very well. We'll have to see that, but I'm kind of also wondering when I should stop and do another Cinebench run, because we've gone up 10% again from when we did our last Cinebench run, which would put us at, if our Cinebench run maintains the same scaling as our CPU is, that'll put us at what, 180, no, 179, something like that. All right, let's see here. We are at 3.6 gigahertz. Not bad. Okay, so we've got a 20% overclock. Wait, is that 20%? I think that's 20%. Why can't I think about that? So 10% of 3 gigahertz would be 0.3 gigahertz. Okay, so yeah, we're at a 20% overclock, which is not a bad overclock when you don't have a multiplier to use. Yeah, definitely check your settings. I can't imagine on a 5700 XT you're reaching a VRAM buffer issue unless you are... so we're going to drop our... Sorry, we're going to drop our DDR3 frequency down to 1305. It probably would still post at 1632, but I'm not trying to overclock that yet. What we might do, if we have plenty of time, if we reach a brick wall with our CPU bus frequency, is we might try increasing our multiplier on our DDR3. But until then, we're not going to be doing anything with that. I need to mute Discord because that keeps popping up. How do I mute that? User settings. Audio. There's gotta be notifications. We'll just turn off for now. All right. Are we gonna get back into Windows? Yeah, no open multiplier. I'm a little disappointed. I didn't think about that when I ordered it. It was kind of like the cheapest Phenom 2 that I could order. So I think this is more interesting than a multiplier, though. Multiplier is just like clock, 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 clock. In this, you've actually got to take other things into consideration, which I honestly think that's more fun. You may disagree. It's usually harder, but difficulty is a challenge is sometimes a good thing. So we're at 3.68, so almost 3.7 gigahertz. How about when we reach 3.8 gigahertz? We do another Cinebench run. That will be my threshold for doing another Cinebench run. All right. This music, I didn't realize this was in here, this song. This is actually the song for the intro to my next video. So, little hint there. So it's a little bit dramatic, but gotta have some fun with it, right? All right, posted. What did we say that was? 245, or was that 250? I wasn't paying attention. I should have paid attention. Oh, I gotta respond to a text. Hold on. All right. Let's see here. CPU ID. Okay, 3.76. We are almost to our 8 gigahertz hopes and dreams with a bus speed of 50. Our hyper transport link isn't adjusting. I thought that was tied to your base frequency, but I guess I'm wrong. Which that's not a bad thing. We don't need to be overclocking a lot of things at the same time. That could be dangerous. Ah, you've got a G3258. I used to have one of those. I loved that CPU. It was fun. But you know what? I really want to do a Core 2 quad overclocking stream. That is something I've never done, a Core 2 quad overclocking. So that would be a lot of fun to me. Obviously, I've got this great AMD motherboard. Excuse me. Obviously, I've got this great AMD motherboard for overclocking. This is what the pros use. So, but I do have a decent 775 motherboard that we could try some Core 2 overclocking. 10600K is like multiplier. Boom, overclock. Yeah, those chips usually hit 5 gigahertz, right? If I'm not mistaken, the 10 series usually hits 5 gigahertz. So, oh, another goal we should have is breaking 4.2 gigahertz, because our Phenom 2 last week hit 4. Didn't it hit 4.2 gigahertz and then stop? Like, it was just a hard stop. Okay, 3.8 gigahertz. Awesome. Let's do a Cinebench run. And then you guys get to sit here and suffer through another Cinebench run. Alright, this is so painful. I wonder how this would do in Cinebench R20. Cinebench R20 would be a little bit difficult. Alright. This is so painful. This is where we need to do something else to keep the stream alive, because these Cinebench runs are just painfully slow. Also, I can't keep buying CPUs for overclocking. I've got a handful of them I can overclock, and I did want a 9 Phenom 2 dual core to overclock on, but I can't continue buying CPUs for overclocking. It's just gonna get really expensive really quick. When YouTube starts making me a lot more money, we can do that. But until then, we're gonna try to keep it to a minimum unless I get an amazing deal on a CPU. That's where the 775 would actually come in really handy, because those Core 2 series CPUs are really cheap. So I'd be able to get a handful of those and just overclock them. Also, I've got a X58 motherboard now that we can do some live overclocking with. I've got 2 i7s and 3 Xeons, but one of them doesn't post in that motherboard because it's a 6-core and the motherboard doesn't have a BIOS that supports that. So, let's see here. See in Discord. Let's see here. CPU. AVX instruction core is negative offset. What exactly am I looking for? I see your BIOS, but that's definitely for that's a Crosshair 6 or 7, isn't it? I don't know. That looks like a Crosshair 6, isn't it? I don't have any AM4 CPUs, unfortunately. I wish I did. That'd be a lot of fun. I need to get on a modern platform. I actually have to... I've gotten to the point where I actually have to purchase a better computer, because we're editing 4K now, and Z470 gaming. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've got to get a better system, because my system right now is not handling editing 4K. Oh, it's your 10600K. Gotcha. let me see here. It doesn't show the multiplier or your it doesn't show what your frequency is. And base clock is set to auto. I don't know. Has anyone tried really pushing the base clock on the new Intel CPUs? No AVX at 5 gigahertz. We got 188. Okay, guys, we can update our scores here. Let's see here. Properties. 188. Awesome. We're really getting close to that 200 threshold that I was really hoping to get to. So let's keep going. Yes, we will save that score. Restart. All right. All core limit. Oh, it's limited at all cores. I gotcha. It doesn't go higher than that. That's interesting. All right. 260. Let's do this, guys. We're at 260 on our base frequency. That is a, let me see here, 30% overclock on our base frequency. 30%. So to put that into perspective, a 4 gigahertz CPU with a 30% overclock would be at, let's see here. I should know this. 4.8, no. 30%. 5.2 gigahertz, wouldn't it? 4 gigahertz with this percentage of overclock would be 5.2 gigahertz because that would be 0.4. Yeah, that's correct. So, oh, it's just called core limit. That's weird. All right. 3.9 gigahertz. We're really getting close to that 4 gigahertz, guys. Really getting close. Power restart. What do you guys think about pushing the voltage past 1.5? That would be fun. Oh, I should update. Well, I'll update that later. To 65. Save changes and exit. This is the boring part of overclocking, but we're going to hit a limit soon. I'm feeling it. We are going to hit a limit soon. But we are getting into Windows. 1.55 would be your limit. I think I've got a higher threshold for what I would be willing to put this thing through because I think I'd be willing to go 1.65. Maybe 1.6. Maybe we'll split the difference and say 1.6. 3.988. We are one bump away from our 4 gigahertz, and we're at 265 on our bus speed. Hyper transport is actually going up, which is, I don't know what that's supposed to be. I thought it was, maybe on this motherboard it's 1800, and this is our overclock 2100. Let's see here. Get into the BIOS, 270. This will get us up to our 4 gigahertz mark. This should, anyway. Save changes and reset. Let's do another run. Well, you know what? Let's save our next Cinebench run for when we hit a hard limit. Yeah, daily overclock, I probably wouldn't do 1.6 volts. That's a lot for a daily overclock. But for just fun, and on a chip that admittedly is not that valuable, I'm willing to go pretty high. All right. We're getting into Windows at 4 gigahertz. All right. Come on, Cinebench, open up. You can do it. 4.06 gigahertz, baby. Yes. In our hyper transport, I think I know what's going on. I think our hyper transport is actually set to 2200. And when it passes that, what it's doing is decreasing the multiplier to stay within spec, because I think the hyper transport is set to auto. We can check that later. It's going to go like 4.5 gigahertz. If I had an unlocked multiplier, it might. I would believe 4.5 gigahertz. But the locked multiplier is going to be a limiting factor for sure. 275. Save changes and reset. All right, we're booting. That's good. Getting into Windows. That's good too. Come on, baby. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. Discord keeps making noise even though I turn notifications off. That's interesting. Let's see here. Let me see if I can change those settings again. Notifications. Can we just mute it? You know what we can do? I can actually just close the program. Task manager. Discord. We're going to end Discord for now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Guys. Looks like we hit a problem here. I don't know if I can change the PCIe strap. We'll have to check. Alright. I reset the motherboard. I might have to do some research here quick for the PCIe strap. It does have an auto setting, so North Bridge frequency. You know what we might do? I don't know what the PCIe frequency is, so let's see if we can change the PCIe frequency. So let's see if it tells us the PCIe frequency in tech power up. Multiplier unlock, voltage, no TDP. Callisto is the name of my CPU. It's not showing me my PCIe frequency. So what that means is we are kind of screwed on adjusting our PCIe frequency because I don't know what it's supposed to be. Let's see if changing the other frequencies will get us into Windows. I did change the RAM speed. That is still within spec for the RAM. It's at like 1450 megahertz right now, and it's 1600 megahertz RAM, so that shouldn't be an issue. Other than that, let's just hope we can get into Windows. We might have. It's already. Oh. Is it trying? It's trying to get into Windows. It's trying. Can we do it? Maybe? Maybe? Yes! Okay, let's hurry up. So, what's up? What's up, Starlight Dash? The Alpha Gamer. Just trying to figure out where we lost stability on our Phenom 2. So we did the hyper transport and the... What was the other thing we adjusted? I can't remember. Okay, so hyper transport is right at 2000. That's fine. Wait, our core speed is at... What happened to our bus speed? What the heck? No. This is not right. Wrong YouTube? Oh, thanks. Thanks. That hurts. What happened to our bus speed? Did I miss something here? So we were at 275, right? Adjusting our hyper transport and other things might have see, it's showing our CPU bus frequency there. All right. I don't know what our PCIe frequency is supposed to be. If anyone has that in chat, let me know. Oh, you're signed in as your personal YouTube. Okay. Ah, it all makes sense now. All right. Hopefully it shows our PCIe frequency here. That would be good. And our bus speed at what it's rated at, 275. I wonder if we just hit our limit. That might be what happened. Shoot. Well, we're getting into Windows, kind of. Oh, it looks like my playlist stopped, so let's restart the playlist so you guys can listen to the same music over and over again. Check people out and comment without them knowing. Ah, that's true, right? All right, let's see here. CPU Z, what do you say? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Come on. There we go. 4.1 gigahertz at 270. Ooh, 277. 275 bus frequency. Let's see if we can do a Cinebench run. It's probably not going to like this. Let's see. You got an overclocking key today. Overclocking key for what? What's the key for? Oh, dang it. No. We ran into a hard wall. Oh my gosh. Okay, we might need to figure out what that PCIe frequency is supposed to be, because that's probably where we're hitting our crash. If we can change our PCIe frequency, we might be able to maintain stability. We're running out. Well, actually, let's try upping the voltage. You know, 1.5 volts just isn't enough, is it? Just restart already. Come on. It can restart, right? You've collected all of your information. You say you're going to restart for me. I don't believe you. Oh my gosh. Well, since you're not doing it for me. All right. So we're going to drop down to... no, we're just going to crank up our voltage, right? That's what you do. That's what we're supposed to do. Crank up the voltage. All right. 1.5 is clearly not enough voltage. 1.55. There we go. No slow increments here. Going balls to the wall. Thanks, man. I hope it goes well, too. You have a good evening. I know it's probably getting... Well, it's not that late, but you probably got stuff going on, so... Enjoy your evening. I will do my best to get this thing as high as I can. All right. Can we get into Windows? We got into Windows last time. Let's see here. All right. Monetization is off. What? Why is monetization off? You know what? We can change that later. All right. Let's see if we got stability with more voltage. We went up 0.05 volts. That should give us a little bit of headroom, right? Cinebench. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Guys, I think we hit a wall. I think we hit a wall. So we can try lowering it just a hair. So instead of 275, we can try like 273. And then we might try overclocking our hyper transport. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that was even a thing. That's one step above my pay grade. So since we weren't stable at 1.55 or 1.5 or 1.55, the problem is definitely not voltage. Yeah, right? It's a little early. We didn't even get to 4.2 gigahertz. Why am I trying to get into the BIOS again? I don't know what I'm doing. So something I think I heard at one point is that these CPUs do a lot better overclocking with a 32-bit operating system. What is Mercury? Oh no, it's gonna try to do a repair. Oh my gosh, I gotta take my glasses off. Hurting my ears. Start my PC. Yeah, so before AMD FX came out, they were doing frequency overclocks, like world record benchmarks for these Phenom CPUs. And if I'm not mistaken, they did a lot better with 32-bit operating systems, and I'm running 64-bit. So, oh, a buying and selling app. Interesting. Okay, we're getting into Windows. That's a plus. Let's see if we can do a Cinebench run at this frequency. It's actually opening Cinebench, which is a plus. What we're actually going to do is check our CPU Z, see what our frequency is. Okay, we're at 4.1 gigahertz. That's not bad. Like, from 3.1 to 4.1, that's a 1 gigahertz overclock. That's respectable. So if we can at least get through Cinebench, I'll be happy. And then we might do some final tweaking to some of the other settings. It might have been an early problem. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. Okay. Looks like 270 was our max bus frequency. Is it gonna restart on its own? Please. Alright, we're into the BIOS. Looks like 270 is our highest. So, there are a couple things we can do. We can increase our North Bridge and Hyper Transport Link. These actually do affect your performance, especially on these earlier Phenom CPUs. They do on AMD FX CPUs as well. So, hopefully these two being the higher frequencies, we can get a little bit extra performance out. And we're going to try to get through a Cinebench run here. So, we actually didn't run a Cinebench run at the 270 mark, did we? Our best score right now is a 188. So hopefully we can get a better score than 188. That's our goal. Higher score than 188. How do you guys feel about next week doing a GPU overclock? I've got a couple GPUs I'd like to mess with. Yeah, I might try to adjust the RAM speed up next too. We'll see how that goes. That is definitely the next thing if we can get through this Cinebench run. Good call. I don't know why it's not showing the internet, but that's okay. We don't need internet. Okay, we are in Cinebench. That's huge. It's actually plowing through these first few frames pretty quick. Quite happy with that. Now it's struggling. So yeah, hold on one sec, guys. All right. So at the moment, the only like spare GPU I have that works pretty well and is all intact is this GeForce GTX 260 that I have. So I'm thinking next week, let's try overclocking this. And also something I want to try is if we set up a Patreon or something, I definitely want to make sure that there's something exclusive for our Patreon members to make sure that they get something out of it, that if they're going to pay for it, they get something a little bit extra out of it. So I'm thinking if we do a Patreon, what I want to do is like an exclusive stream during the week, like on a Wednesday night, if you guys would like that. Oh, that's not true. I've got another graphics card here we could try. It's got a messed up fan setup, and it doesn't have the cover here, but this is a 560 Ti that I can try overclocking as well. Both of those seem to work, so I can give those a try next week. Just switching things up from the CPUs. So far, we're making it through this run. I'm kind of impressed. I also have one other card, but it doesn't have any fans on it, and that is this Sapphire HD 7970, and it's actually a pretty good card. It still works, so I'm going to see if I can get a fan set up for that, and we could try overclocking that as well. I don't believe it's a gigahertz edition, so maybe we could get it up to a gigahertz. That would be cool. All right. This is taking so long. Dual core processors struggle so much with this. Oh no, we ran into a crash. No. No, 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 no. Ugh. So 4.1 gigahertz is too much. Dang it. All right. Oh, nice. A GTX 260, a twin Frozer. That's cool. So we got to bump it down below 270. So we'll drop it to 265 and see if we can get a Cinebench run done that way. This might put us below the 4 gigahertz mark, guys. Which I won't be happy about. 4 gigahertz is the new 5 gigahertz, right? I like that. All right. 265. Let's see here. GTX 970 is still a solid card. All right. Come on, baby. We should be getting into Windows without any issue. That shouldn't be a problem at the moment. It's not a good GPU for editing. It should be, depending on the program you use. Which CPU? You're using an FX 8320 for editing, aren't you? All right. Oh, 3.98 gigahertz. I wanted more gigahertz than that. It kind of kisses 4 gigahertz when the bus speed kind of messes around a little bit. 8350 overclock. Yeah, that CPU, it probably isn't great for DaVinci, unfortunately. All right, guys. See if we can get Cinebench to run at 4 gigahertz or 3.988. Cinebench is showing 3.99, so maybe if we get through a Cinebench run at 300 or 265 for our base frequency, we'll try to bump it up to 267, because 270 wasn't stable. But if we get it up to 267, that might just eke us over that 4 gigahertz mark, which would be awesome. I would love that. So we can, while we're doing this, we can change, let's see here, properties, 3.99 gigahertz. Okay. Go Ryzen. Yeah. Okay, so I want to go Ryzen, but Ryzen is a little on the pricey side. It's not even that expensive, to be honest. For new products, it's a good value. But part of me wants to go with an old X99 Xeon platform. So I don't know if you know this, but on AliExpress there is a motherboard that lets you use DDR3 on an X99 Xeon. It is the E5-2678V3, can run on DDR3. And that is a 12-core, 24-thread CPU, I believe. Yeah, I know he meant you, but I need to get a new editing rig too, because my my system is not holding up either. Yeah, the 2678V3 will run on DDR3, so I wouldn't have to buy new memory. I would just need the motherboard and the RAM. And that's a 12-core, 16-thread, and they have BIOS mods that let you do all-core turbos for the highest turbo frequency. So I think it's an all-core turbo of 3.3 gigahertz. He means both of us, yeah. So 3.3 gigahertz on 12-core, 16 threads. Hopefully would work for editing, but that's a financial risk that might not be worth taking. I don't know. I guess if I got it working, though, I could always use it as a server, right? Like, if it wasn't doing what I needed it to, I could always use it as a server. Man, this takes forever. This is so slow. I've been looking at the first lease Ryzen 3 1200. Ryzen 3 1200 is good for gaming. I'm not sure how good it would be for editing, though. But it's better than the FX 8350, I'm sure, though. The FX 8350, if you look at what is it called? Gamers Nexus, they've got a really good evaluation of the 8350 in modern day settings, so they kind of show how much it struggles today. But unfortunately, that's just how it goes sometimes. We are getting close to being done. It's zooming through the last of the benchmark. All right. If we get through this benchmark... Okay, guys, let me know. If we get through this benchmark, should we try increasing RAM or should we try increasing the bus? 195. Oh my gosh, we've got to break that two barrier here. 195. That's disappointing. I want to get that 200 score. So what can we do to get 5 points in Cinebench? That's the question. What can we do to get 5 points in Cinebench? Yeah, that 1600 AF is awesome. All right. Okay. If we do this and try to bump it to 1766, you know what we can do? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to DRAM voltage, and we are going to bump this to 1.65 because DRAM can just... It loves voltage. It loves voltage. And now we're going to try getting to 1766. It's awesome AF, yeah. So this is risky because there's a good chance this is just terrible memory for overclocking and it's not going to love this regardless of how much voltage we pump into it. But if it works, maybe, just maybe, we can get that extra 5 points. We need 5 points, guys. Okay, it posted. That's more than I was expecting. 5 points is definitely more than I was expecting. All right. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. It's overclocking half decent. I'm a little impressed. All right, what's our hyper transport at? Maybe we should try overclocking our hyper transport and our Oh, crap. Nope, it didn't like it. Dang it. It didn't like the RAM. Ugh. Hurry up. Hurry up, you dumb computer. Figure out what you want to do. It's not going to reset, is it? Maybe if I... do I want to really go into... yeah, 200 here we come or not? Do I really want to go into... increasing the... or loosening up the timings a little bit? Loosening up the timings might get us to... DRAM timing control. It's not that high. 11, 11, 11, 28. Gosh, it's been so long since I've messed with DRAM timings. I'm really not feeling I should mess with that. So let's drop that back down. Dang it. You attempted to unlock any cores yet, or was it a bust? I tried to unlock cores. This motherboard apparently doesn't support core unlocking, which is stupid because this is just the best AM3 Plus motherboard that exists, but it doesn't have the core unlocking feature. So I'm gonna have to get a different motherboard for core unlocking, which is outrageously frustrating. Right? No core unlocking. How stupid is that? Okay. So the RAM overclock didn't work well. I'm just going to do something stupid and we're going to... Oh, it doesn't support higher than 2120. We're going to try overclocking the CPU North Bridge. That's what we're going to do. Mythical boards from DFI? What's that? I haven't heard of that. What's the mythical board? Or is that just you're saying they're like that hard to find? Come on. Okay, it's posting with the higher... I'm working on the... Yep, I'm working on the North Bridge right now. We're going to see how that goes. I don't want to do another Cinebench run because it takes so dang long. But, alright, it at least posted. DFI was one of the best brands you could get for hardcore overclocking. I have not heard of that. So, where does it show main board? Where does it show the frequency for your... I'm not seeing where it shows the frequency for the hyper... There's a hyper transport link, but it doesn't show it for the North Bridge. So, I don't know. Oh, that's awesome. Which board is it? The Gigabyte actually has my favorite BIOS for any AM3 Plus system. My buddy has my old Gigabyte motherboard, AM3 motherboard. So, we're going... oh, right. Hardware monitor. Well, we're going to sit here for a little while through a Cinebench run. But yeah, no, I had a 970 chipset on a Gigabyte motherboard that just... It did amazing overclocks. And the BIOS are so easy. They're so just natural to use. I don't like this Asus BIOS very much. It's got a lot of features, but I don't really like the BIOS a whole lot. So... yeah, I've not heard... I've got to look up this DFI thing. What is this DFI thing? DFI motherboards. Actually, I'm going to look in eBay. Let's look in eBay for DFI motherboards. Oh, I put DRI. I don't know what that means, but... And then I put FRI. I can't type today, guys. DFI. Interesting. There are some. I don't see any. Let me see if I can find there. Oh, there's a 939. Guys, there's a it's $170 plus $15 shipping. There's a 939 DFI motherboard though. That is cool. Let's see, AM3. Nope, nothing for AM3. Let's see, AM2. There is a DFI AM2 motherboard for $50. That would be fun. I'd have to get some. I used to have an old Asus AM3 board, but I was only ever overclocking the FX43, which was never tough on it. Yeah, DFI LAN Party Series. That's what I saw. Yeah, it's crazy. Let me actually. I'll just post the link in the chat. Here it is. AM2 would be a lot of fun to overclock on. I've actually got a 939 system. You guys are getting to hear a little bit of exclusive stuff here. I've got a 939 system that might be making an appearance in a video. It's actually a pre-built, which is really cool. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm really excited about it. That FX 8300 was a fun one. I had an or 4300. I had a 4130 that just overclocked like crazy. Right? 939. That's awesome. It's 50. Wait, is that? Yeah, it's $170 though. I can't afford to be dropping $170 on a motherboard. It does have PCI Express though. Oh, it comes with this. Oh, it's obviously worth it now. It comes with the CPU and RAM and cooler. What a deal. Here's another it's a 790, so it's an AM2 Plus motherboard. Doesn't look like it's for hardcore overclocking, but I do need to get an AM2 Plus motherboard for overclocking. Opterons. Ooh, I forgot Opterons fit in that. 198, guys. We are 2 points away. We're 2 points away from our 200. Okay, we've got to try just small tweaks here. This is where it gets. I was gonna end the stream at an hour, but I'm not doing that. So we are at 198. Oops. We got to do it, guys. I've got to get that 200. This is not ending now. No, yes. We'll save that one. Yes, I don't care if it already exists. 198. We need 2 points. Oh, I probably should have just run it again. All right. So what do we do next? Bit late for the party, but I'm here. How's it going, PC Flippin'? All right. RAM overclocking didn't work. CPU Northbridge gave us 3 points, which is actually not bad. Should we try upping the bus frequency to 266? Because I think we stopped at 270, and we just bumped it back down to 265. Force 100% power usage in Windows. I will try that. Let's try 266 here at our bus frequency as well. Hopefully I'm not screwing us too much, because that's adjusting our Northbridge frequency as well. So that's a thing. I'll have to. How do I get to power usage in Windows? I'm not sure how to. Actually, I'm not sure power usage is gonna. It might help. I'll have to give it a shot. I've got all the background processes turned off. X2 4200 plus. Haven't brought that thing out in years. Oh, that's cool. My very first processor was a 6000, an Athlon 64X2 6000 power management. All right, let's see here. I already disabled all background programs at startup, so power and sleep settings. I think I already turned this up, but I could definitely be wrong. What? Let's see here. Let's just go straight to settings, system, power and sleep. All right, maybe when you start the benchmark, it gives half points by meaning of cores you don't have to ramp up in Windows. Let's see here, additional power settings. Where's additional? Oh, right there. I'm blind. Balance. I'm at high performance. What do I do after that? Change advanced power settings? Oh, hold on. High performance. Okay. I don't see anything here to change. Might be under the old school control panel stuff. You can edit the power plan. Desktop background settings. I'm not seeing anything here that would help us. Power buttons and lid? Processor power management, system cooling policy? Oh, we don't need no... Wait a minute. Okay. I thought that was letting me turn off system cooling concerns. Apparently not. Okay. I don't think we have anything. Let's see here. Let's check. You're right. Let's check control panel. We might have actually already got it with, let's see here. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I'm blind. You can set CPU maximum and minimum stats to 100. Might have been removed in Windows 10. Where do I, Joe, where do I change the CPU minimum states? I'm not seeing that. CPU, no. System resource usage and task manager? No, that's not. I don't know why I thought that would do anything. Performance. That's not going to do anything. I wish I could be of more help, but my overclock days were Windows 7 mostly. Yeah, Windows 7 was the golden era. Well, you know what? Let's just do the run. Maybe we hit it. We did up our bus frequency by 1, which also overclocked our hypertransport just a hair. So this may take a little while, of course. But we're at 198. We just need 2 points. Just need 2 points. How much easier would this be with an unlocked multiplier? I could just unlock, like, set the multiplier all the way to 3.9 gigahertz and then use the base frequency to eke up just a hair from there. And I wouldn't have stability issues with Hypertransport Link, Northbridge, or PCI Express. Oh. Well, if this doesn't work, we're going to have to give that a shot. Wish I had done that. Oh well. This is not a golden chip, unfortunately. Well, you know what? It might be a golden chip. It might have 4 available cores, and we just can't figure it out because this stupid Asus motherboard does not unlock cores. It's not a stupid Asus motherboard. It's a really nice Asus motherboard. It just doesn't... It doesn't have one of my favorite features. But now you guys have me looking for like old AMD Athlon systems, and that's not good. I don't have money to be throwing at those kinds of things. Did you know that they actually made that it can offer all of PC performance to that one application? Yeah. It's the peak of instability. Well, I'm not claiming this is a stable overclock. We're just trying to get through Cinebench runs. A stable overclock would be running Prime 95 for... I don't know, what do you guys think? A lot of people say you have to run it for 24 hours. I think 12 hours is usually enough if you're really worried about day-to-day use. But that's just my opinion. I've never had problems. In fact, I probably... That's just what I preach. What I practice is probably close to like 6 hours because I get bored. Yeah, Yeah, it's I don't know, Prime 95, and a lot of people don't like using Prime 95. They say it burns up Intel chips, which I've never had. If it can handle you gaming, it's stable. That's right. Asus overclocking key works. Thankfully, XFR2 on Ryzen means... Yeah, I don't know. That's the best part. Although, yeah, on your main system, like, overclocking is kind of like, do I really want to do that? Because that's just a lot of tweaking, and eventually it may become unstable due to degradation, and then you got to worry about stability. But I don't know. I have too much fun. If I had multiple systems like I do here, like my main system is running a Xeon, which can't even be overclocked, but I'm having a blast overclocking this sucker. And I love having just spare computers that I can overclock on. Did we hit 200? 199! Are you kidding me? $199? What? This computer hates me. Oh no. Well. Oh my gosh, just give me 200. Okay, what's this little trick you guys were talking about? We gotta try it. All right. You said open up Task Manager, right? Yeah, right? I don't even care. Okay. So resource values, is this where we... All right. R5-1600, which ran at... That's cool. That's awesome. Okay. Memory. No. Go to details? Oops. Nope. Under processes. All right. I'm under processes. It's expanded. Is it going to be down here? Wait a minute. Could we just turn off our NVIDIA drivers? I don't even have an NVIDIA card installed in here. You know what? End task. There's no NVIDIA card installed. That was on a different graphics card. End NVIDIA drivers. What is this? What is this nonsense? Oh no. I can't scroll anymore. Let's see here. Details. Details. All right. Right click. Set priority. Real time. Oh, here we go, boys. Do you want to change priority to cinema? Changing the priority of certain processes could cause system instability. You know what? Screw it. We're doing it. We're doing it. All right. We're going to do another run. Let's hit this 200. Let's just get through. Let's just get through this. It's not even starting. Did the computer crash? Oh, it crashed. The computer crashed. Oh, no. We went too hard in the paint, boys. Who needs a start bar? Oh my gosh, we went too hard. Actually, I don't need to get into the BIOS, do I? I just need to change that priority. You know what? Let's get into the BIOS. Let's get into the BIOS. We're gonna do this till 267. That will get us, and we don't have to set the priority to anything. Yeah. High priority probably would have been smarter. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, getting into Windows. Step 1 complete. I had no idea that task manager thing was... Maybe I should have paid attention to that for my... Oh, why? Maybe I should have paid attention to that. Run as admin? Oh, gosh. All right. What's our core speed? Uh, whole chats. 4.0. Come on, just stay at our 267. 4.018 gigahertz. All right. So let's open up Cinebench. And obviously, I think we've got to change the task manager details. We are going to set priority. Okay. Maybe we'll just up it to above normal. How about that? And then run. Okay, guys, let's do this. Makes me want to overclock my Phenom 4. Do it! Do it! By the way, I don't know if you guys know, I got like this really cheap capture card for this, to do this kind of stuff with, to do these streams with. And I'm shocked it went into the BIOS. From what I've heard, a lot of capture cards won't get you into the BIOS, but I was really happy to see that this one does it just fine. So if you guys are looking for a capture card that you can actually get into the BIOS with, I can link this in the description. And you guys can pick that up. It was super cheap. So I got really lucky with that. Don't what? There are X3s on unlock the 4th core. Yeah, there are X3s and X2s you can sometimes unlock to 4 cores. I had an X2 at one point that I could unlock to 3 cores. All right, actually, I'll just throw it up in the chat. Let's see here. Let me see here. Let me go to my orders. Let's see, here it is. It's such a generic capture card. Here. I think this is it. Hold on. Yep. There it is. Wasn't until my Elgato 4K. Let's see here. That's awesome. There's an X3 for sale near me. I'm tempted. You're tempted? Yeah, that's tempting, isn't it? Honestly, if I saw a lot of AMD Phenom CPUs, AMD Athlon 2 or Phenom 2 CPUs for sale on eBay at a reasonable price, I would just buy them all. Like, I would just buy a lot. I would pay $50 or $60 for a lot of ones. Even if they said broken, I would try them out. It's a lot of fun. Let's see here. Mono deal. So, yeah, this capture card works shockingly well. I was very impressed. Is that the end of the music? Do we need to hit play on the playlist again? We do. We do. You have to start over again so I can get you guys listening to the same music over and over again. The music that YouTube won't demonetize me for. Yep, this capture card's sick. Okay, guys, we're getting near the end. We gotta get that 200. Gotta get that 200. Don't crash on me now, baby. Get the 200. We're getting there. We're getting to the end. Hype time. Hype time. Let's do it. Almost there. 200! Whoa! We got it! We got 200! Oh my gosh. We got 200. Oh my gosh. Don't say 199. We got 200. We can put that in the stream. All right. We got to 200 on our multi-core score. All right. For kicks and grins, do we want to do a single core run? Do we want to do a single core run for kicks and grins? Let me know, guys. You know what? It's the end of this stream because I'm going to have to go soon. So we're going to do, just for kicks and grins, we're going to sit here and chat for a while while we let a single core run go. You don't want to see that? Oh, come on. So what I used to say back in the day was 100 on your Cinebench single core was enough for gaming usually if you had a 4-core. I don't think that anymore. I think 125 is kind of bottom of the barrel, but we're not going to hit 125. So if you move the rendering preview off screen, you should get an extra few points. Well, no, I'm not sure why I would get an extra few points because I'm not streaming on the system that I am running the benchmarks on. So I'm going to shower and make lunch then. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So minimize it while it's rendering or move it off the screen. I get it. Okay, I'm an idiot. But we got our 200, guys. That was awesome. I'm so excited. We eked it out just barely. It didn't give us 201. 200. That's all she's got. Oh, I forgot how painful. This is going to take almost half or almost double the time it took for the multi-core. Phenom. It's an Athlon with some L3 cache, right? Push it to 220. It won't go to 220. 200 was the limit. We messed with a lot of settings to get it just to 200. We even pushed it to 1.55 volts, and it didn't help stability above 270 on our base frequency. So, actually, yeah, we couldn't even get through Cinebench at 270. We got it, just got through it at 265. I have a 240 millimeter AIO liquid cooler. We are not letting cooling on this be a factor. It is definitely just fine. When I ran it at stock speeds, it was pushing a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius. So give it 2 volts. If I had liquid nitrogen and some exotic cooling on the motherboard, I'd give it 2 volts, but I don't think 2 volts would help it. I don't want to do that to my motherboard. The motherboard's way more valuable than the CPU. Like, literally 10 times more valuable than the CPU. I have a fan blowing directly on the VRMs, so that's hopefully not an issue. But yeah, at 2 volts, it would just blow up. I don't even think the hardcore overclockers go above like 1.86, do they? Hey, if the motherboard and CPU catch fire, you might as well make lunch on it. I mean, the food is all the way in the kitchen. I'd have to go get it, let the fire stay unattended for a little while. There's a curtain right next to it. I can't really let it do that. Otherwise, yeah, that'd be great. Right? VRMs, they don't need a whole lot of cooling. But that's the problem with tower coolers is the VRMs don't get any cooling with tower cooling. So, like, there should be, like, somebody needs to make a bracket that will, like, go on a CPU cooler bracket mount that will, like, offset a little bit, and you can put, like, an 80 millimeter fan on there, and it will cool the VRMs, because the reason you get an AIO liquid cooler is to overclock your CPU, hopefully. That or for bragging rights. But then you lose your cooling for your VRMs, so your overclocking stability sometimes suffers, so... Hospitalized me. Yeah, case airflow is definitely a big factor there. Think of the content, right? I don't know. There's some pretty exciting content coming with the next video that's launching on Tuesday. So I should say I didn't catch all the content very well on camera, which is kind of sad. But there are some very interesting things happening in the next video, which I'm excited for. So yeah, next week I'm going to try to do a GPU overclock. He did what once? Did he catch a computer on fire? If I must not know what you're running, Skyway, because I looked through your list and you said you felt confident in your GPU, and nothing on your list I thought could compete with what I had. So he burned his house down? Austin Evans burned his house down? That's a little bit dramatic. All right. I was going to say we're getting close, but we're not. We still got quite a while with this single core going. All right. Okay, so let's make predictions. What do you guys predict for the single core score? We're sitting at 4.02 gigahertz. So my prediction is single core is going to be 105. That's my prediction. My prediction's 105. It's not working too hard. It's doing exactly what it's told to do, while the other core sits there and bunches on things. Okay, we've got a 102, a 91. We're almost there. Get in your bets. Oh, get in your bets. We got a score of 104. All right. Ah, Budget Builds was in there at the 103. He got the closest. All right. 103 for our single threaded score. 69. Come on, give it a break. He'll do better than that. Okay, now we're getting into those jokes. All right, so we could do a couple things here. What should we do next? I don't think there's much more we can do with this CPU. I think we hit our limits. So, and we've been streaming for about an hour and a half. So I think it's far higher than you expected. Yeah, it's not great, but it was pretty decent. So, all right. Well, I'm thinking what's going to happen is I am going to finish the stream now, but I greatly appreciate everyone that tuned in and hyped up the 200 points for our multi-threaded score. That was awesome. Maybe I'll try to get a motherboard that I can do some core unlocking on, but I don't know where I'm going to get one besides eBay, and eBay is going to be way inflated on the prices. So, and next week we are doing GPU overclockings at noon. I've got a GTX 260 that I'm going to try to overclock, and the X4 single core I think was 105, and I think that's why I bet 105, if I'm not mistaken. But that was at 4.2 gigahertz, wasn't it? I can't remember. eBay sucks for motherboards. Yes, it does. Next week, we are doing a GPU overclock. I've got GTX 260 here. And if that overclock doesn't go well, or it just ends too quickly, we're going to try to mess with this GTX 560 Ti that I have. So some GPU overclocking next week. I greatly appreciate everyone tuning in. I had a blast, especially on the last there, man, pushing the last bit we could out of that CPU. Definitely check out our videos that are coming out on Tuesday featuring, go check out PC Flippin' and Skyway Tech Reviews, their channels. Thanks, Budget, for dropping in the stream. Everyone go check out Budget Build's official channels, as well as RMD Tech. He was in earlier. Shout out to him, too. Check out his YouTube channel. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks again for watching.